1. The estimating process. Introduction. The purpose of this chapter is to outline and provide perspective on the estimating process by discussing each step in detail. Define standard estimating terms and provide useful checklists and forms. Present an overview of the many types of estimates, differentiating the end user, applications, and accuracy of each. A detailed explanation of various estimating techniques is presented in Chapter 2. Introduce the basics of the estimate design, basis, content, and format. Because the estimate is one of the most comprehensive documents prepared on a project, it impacts the entire project team and many project-related activities. This overview will prepare the reader to better understand many of the chapters throughout this book and particularly the estimating subtopics that are discussed in depth in chapters 2 to 6. 2. From whose perspective? The approach to estimating varies greatly with the point of view of the estimator. Owners have a much different perspective and approach than contractors, and novice estimators use different procedures than experienced personnel. The estimating process used will vary depending on the point of view and experience of the individual, employer, and the work culture in which they work. Since perspectives vary significantly, the issue of perspective must be discussed for the sake of clarity to the reader. The owner's estimating process is likely to be quite different than the contractor's due to their different viewpoints, concerns, risks in conducting the business, depth of involvement, accuracy required from estimates, and use of estimates. An owner studying the feasibility of a new process in the research and development phase will need to consider process technologies and implementation risks, funding strategies, site studies, and the impact on marketing, shipping, operations, logistics, and contract management strategies. Each of these has a contribution to risk and cost. The owner is heavily involved in the feasibility stage of a project, turning over responsibility to a contractor as major decisions are made and design and constructions proceed. Although not without risk, a contractor's scope tends to be more focused than the owner's. The contractor produces, design, and/or constructs a facility as specified by the owner's primary conditions. Contractors typically become most heavily involved in the intermediate and final stage of a project when the owner's intent is clearer and many of the alternatives have been studied and rejected or accepted. Due to their unique focus and stage of involvement, contractors' approach and tools of the trade are quite different. What is an estimate? According to AACE International, the Association for Total Cost Management, an estimate is an evaluation of all the costs of the elements of a project or effort as defined by an agreed upon scope. Three specific types based on the degree of definitions of a process industry plan are 1. Order of magnitude estimates, 2. Budget estimate, and 3. Definite estimate. Typically, an estimate is an assessment based on specific facts and assumptions of the final cost of a project, program, product, or process. As will be explained in this chapter, you will see that the results of this process vary with the type, amount, and accuracy of scope and estimating data available pace of the project.